at layunin ng saligang batas. Palusot ito sa konstitusyon. Palusot ito sa panawagan ng mamamayan. Kawawang mga Pilipino, ninanakawan pa na itinuturing pa na mamang at walang kakayahang umunawa sa ating mga ginagawang batas. Katanggap-tanggap ba sa kanila ang isang batas na anti-political dynasty pero 10 miyembro ng pamilya pwedeng manungkulan ng sabay-sabay na sunod-sunod pa? Asawa, anak, kapatid, apo, ito ay hindi na paglilingkod sa bayan. Ito ay kasakiman sa kapangyarihan. Tunay na ayaw nating magbigay ng pagkakataon sa mga ordinaryo nating kapwa Pilipino na may kakayahan at galing din naman. Baka sabihin ng mamamayan, saan ba tayo kumukuha ng tapang ng muka upang naisin nating pamilya na lang natin ang nasa kapangyarihan at gawing laruan ang mamamayan sa pamamagitan ng patronage politics. Sa halip na bigyan ng tamang pamantayan sa pagpili ng mamumuno sa bayan, salapi, panggigipit, at pananakot ang nagiging pamamaraan ng marami. Peke, palusot, budol, bola ang panukalang ito. Hindi ito lulusot sa Bicameral Conference Committee. Mabubulok lamang ito doon sapagkat ang bersyon ng Senado ay tunay. 2 lang kada pamilya, isa sa national position at isa sa local position. Ang atin ay peke. Paano magkakasundo? Kaya ano mangyayari? Ito ay isang pagkukunwari sapagkat ito ay ma-archive lang sa Bicameral Conference Committee. Reforma? Wala naman. At ang mas masahol pa, sa kasalukuyan, 2-3, legal na, pwede na rin 10. It will promote political dynasties rather than prohibit it. Ipinangako ang reformang ito ni Pangulong Marcos. Ipinangako niya sa mga nagrarally sa EDSA nung galit na galit ang mga mamamayan sa corruption, sa budget, at sa infrastructure. Ipinangako niya ito sa simbahan. Pinako niya sa mga galit na mamamayang Pilipino. Ngunit ang peking batas na ito ay patunay na hindi seryoso ang Pangulo. At ang pangako niya ay walang halaga, bola-bola lamang. Mr. Speaker, I vote no. No to this fake reform. No to this deception. And I strongly condemn this House for passing a bill whose purpose is not to dismantle political dynasties, but to pull the Filipino people into believing it has done so. The Filipino people deserve a genuine reform, not a legislative hoax disguised as a constitutional compliance. Salamat po.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize from Party List Akbayan, Representative Dada Kiram Ismula to explain her vote.
Representative Dada Kiram Esmula is recognized. Please proceed.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, I rise today to explain my no vote on House Bill number 8389. Noong mga nakaraang buwan, bumalik ako sa aming komunidad, sa aming ancestral domain. I spoke with young, brilliant Moros, indigenous women, and fisherfolk who have the wisdom, the sincerity, and the passion to take part in leading our country. Lalo na ngayon, nasa gitna tayo ng economic crisis. Who can best address ang mga issues ng sikmura kung hindi din ang mga manggagawa, mga taxpayers, at mga producers na nagpapatakbo ng ating ekonomiya? In a genuine democracy, ordinary people should be in spaces of power, taking charge of matters that affect their lives. Unfortunately, in our political situation, this is an exception rather than a norm. In the 1987 Constitution, gave us a mandate 39 years ago to prohibit political dynasties. Ngunit ang House Bill 8389 does not prohibit. Hindi ito balance or compromise. Bill, pero institutionalized loophole. Ginawang opisyal lang at tinago sa bato ang mga loophole na ine-enjoy na ng mga political dynasties. We voted no dahil sa bersyong ito. Pwedeng-pwede pa ring mag-dominate ang mga political dynasties sa party list system. Malinaw sa saligang batas na para sa underrepresented at marginalized dapat ito, katulad ng mga magsasaka, mangingisda, kababaihan at mga katutubo na kagaya ko, at iba pang mga sektor. Last time I checked, the Constitution, hindi marginalize ang political clans. We voted no dahil sa version na ito. Ang isang political dynasty ay pwedeng-pwede pa ring mag-nationwide tour na parabang girl group. Ibig sabihin, kahit pinagbabawal ang magkapamilya na magsilbi sa isang termino sa Senado, pinapayagan pa rin ng bill na ang pamilya X ay nasa Senado ang mama, district rep si papa, governor ang anak, at city mayor naman si apo. Sayang ang pagkakataon na ipasasana ang panukalang batas na magko-comply sa tunay na demand ng saligang batas. Bumoto kami ng no, ngunit umaasa kami na maiayos pa ito pagdating sa BICAM para matapos na ang paghahari ng mga mega dynasties at korupsyon sa ating bansa. Maraming salamat. Shukran.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize from the 1st District of Albay to explain her vote, Representative Shelo Crisel Lagman.
Representative Shelo Crisel Lagman is recognized. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am staunchly opposed to traditional political dynasties as they are anti-democratic, non-inclusive or exclusive, disempowering Filipinos who are committed and dedicated to selfless public service but who lack the necessary political machinery and financial resources to get elected to public office. Significantly, studies show that regions controlled by political dynasties are among the poorest in the country. Political dynasties engender and perpetuate poverty and inequality, even as they mock democracy. It is undeniable that political dynasties are entrenched by the vicious cyclical relationship between poverty and political patronage that prevents the development of critical thinking, pivotal to a responsible and judicious choice of public servants. Political dynasties hinder economic development primarily because they monopolize businesses. Nonetheless, it will be useful to make a distinction between typical political dynasties and some political families genuinely committed to social justice, human rights, and human development. I vote no to House Bill 8389 or the proposed Anti-Political Dynasty Act. The measure does not seek to prohibit political dynasties in national and local elective offices. On the contrary, it would institutionalize and legitimize political dynasties and all their condemnable deleterious consequences. House Bill 8389 declares to prohibit A. Spouses or relatives within the second civil degree of consanguinity or affinity simultaneously holding any national elective position. B. Spouses or relatives within the second civil degree of consanguinity or affinity simultaneously holding membership in the House of Representatives within the same legislative district. C. Spouses or relatives within the second civil degree of consanguinity or affinity simultaneously holding any elective office within the same provincial government. And D. Spouses or relatives within the second civil degree of consanguinity or affinity simultaneously holding any elective office within the same city or municipal government. Ang tanong, ano-ano ang hindi ipinagbabawal sa ilalim ng panukalang batas na laban umano sa political dynasties? House Bill 8389 limits prohibition to those within the second civil degree of consanguinity or affinity. Sa ilalim ng House Bill 8389, maaaring maupo sa kahit anong pwesto ng sabay ang mga magpinsan, magtito, magtita at lahat ng lampas sa second degree ang relasyon. Ang ipinagbabawal lang ay ang pag-upo sa pwesto ng sabay ng magkamag-anak at hanggang sa second degree lamang sa pamahalaan ng probinsya, lungsod o munisipyo. Paano ngayon natin masasabing tunay na anti-political dynasty ang House Bill 8389? Let me reiterate, I am unequivocally against political dynasties. I fully support the enactment into law of a bill genuinely prohibiting political dynasties. Lamentably, House Bill 8389 is not this bill. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize from Party List ACT Teachers, Representative Antonio L. Tino to explain his vote.
Representative Antonio L. Tino is recognized. Please proceed.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker. Bumoto ako ng no sa House Bill 8389 dahil sa pagiging hungkag at mapanlinlang nito sa tunay na layuning mandato ng konstitusyon upang ipagbawal at buwagin ang mga dinastiyang politikal sa bansa. Nagsisilbi lamang itong palamuti at hindi tunay na tumitibag sa monopolyo sa kapangyarihan ng iilang makapangyarihang pamilya na nagahari sa ating lipunan. Mali ang argumento na kailangang timbangin o ibalanse ang karapatan sa pagboto o right to suffrage at yung kaakibat daw na right to be elected laban sa pagbabawal sa mga dinastiya. Walang anumang kontradiksyon sa pagitan ng pagbabawal sa mga dinastiya at sa right to suffrage. Sa katunayan, ganap na consistent ang pagbabawal na ito sa pagtataguyod ng demokratikong proseso. Pinoprotektahan at pinalalawak ng pagbuwag sa mga dinastiya ang karapatan sa pagboto at kaakibat na karapatang tumakbo sa pwesto sa gobyerno ng nakararaming mamamayan na matagal nang ginigipit ng makinarya, yaman at pananakot ng mga may kapangyarihan. May hahalintulad ang usaping ito sa batayang prinsipyo ng tunay na reforma sa lupa. Nililimitahan ng Estado ang karapatan sa pag-aari ng ilan upang maipamahagi ang lupa sa mga magsasaka sa nakararami at matiyak ang katarungang panlipunan. Ganito rin ang lohika sa larangan ng politika. Kailangang limitahan ang karapatan ng ilang pamilyang tradisyonal na politiko na naghahalin-lihinan sa pwesto upang bigyang daan ang tunay na partisipasyon at representasyon mula sa hanay ng ordinaryong mamamayan. Nabigo ang House Bill 8389 na gawin ito dahil sa dami ng mga butas na pabor sa mga dinastiya. Gaya ng pagpapahintulot sa kanila na tumakbo at umupo sa ibang distrito, sa party list o antas ng gobyerno. Hindi kailangan ng mamamayan ng ganitong klaseng kompromiso na nagpapanatili lamang sa bulok na sistema ng paghahari ng iilan. Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Before we continue, the chair would like to manifest that I was informed by the Secretariat of a correction in the result of the nominal voting on House Bill number 8389 that the body earlier approved. The correct results is as follows. Affirmative is 267 instead of 271. Negative is 20 instead of 16, and abstention remains at 7. In view thereof, let the records reflect the said result. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize from the 5th District of Cebu the guest of Deputy Speaker Vincent Franco Duque Frasco, Honorable Mayor Alju Fernando J. Frasco from the Municipality of Liloan, Cebu.
Sa ato ang bisita gikan sa lungsod sa Liloan, ang Mayor Aljo Frasco. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Salamat sa inyong pagduaw. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the guest of FPJ Panday Bayanihan Party List Representative, Honorable Brian Co, student interns from the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Syra R. Arcabos, Vladimir V. Vicencio Jr., Guainet Indira V. Alamag, Mary Joy F. De Los Reyes, and from the Far Eastern University, Phil Marie Kate Rogel, Sidney Noel Villanueva, and Ronald Del Mundo.
To the guests of the Honorable Brian Po, welcome to the House of Representatives. Thank you for your visit. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider on third and final reading House Bill number 9305, and for this purpose may we request that the Secretariat be directed to read the title of the measure and thereafter proceed with the roll call for nominal voting.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill number 9305 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill number 9305, an act institutionalizing a national emergency response and resiliency framework and granting emergency powers to the President of the Republic of the Philippines, creating for the purpose the Kalinga program to ensure economic stability, energy security, and continuity of essential services. Roll call of members in consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9305. Abalos, Sabante, Asidre, Aco, Pacosta, Adyong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agyao, Alano, Alba, Albano, Almario Chino Miguel, Almario Dennis, Almonte, Alvarez Jose, Alvarez Mercedes, Amante, Amatong, Angara, Angeles, Aquino, Aquino Magsaysay, Arbison Munir Jr., Arenas, Arrogancia, Asistio, Atayde, Aumentado, Ayon, Bagao, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Bangkoro, Barbers, Baronda, Bascug, Bautista Claude, Bautista Johan Monich, Bautista Lim Beltran, Benitez Alfredo, Benitez Javier Miguel, Bernos Ching, Bernos JB, Beron, Bocobo, Bolilia, Bondok, Briones, Bullet Begtang, Cagas, Calderon, Calexto, Kawagdan, Cari, Castro, Caiton, Celeste, Sendanya, Senisa, Chan, Jan, Franz Norbert, Joselito Almario, Chan Junard, Chua, Chuatay, Chungalao, Copilar, Pohanko,
Mr.
Aydin,
Speaker, this representation votes no and will explain later. Thank you.
Noted. Please proceed.
Copilar, Cojuanco Jaime Eduardo Mark, Cojuanco Mark, Coliantes, Corvera, Cruz Agatha, Cruz Ricardo, Cruzado, Cua, Dagook, Dalog, Dayanghirang, Daza, De Jesus, De Lima.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes with reservation. I will explain later.
Noted. Please proceed.
De Venecia, Defensor, De Gamo, Del Mar, De Los Santos, Di Macuja, Di Maguila, Dimoporo Imelda, Dimoporo Siti Yamina, Diokno, Jonicio, Domingo, Domogan, Duterte Harold James, Duterte Omar Vincent, Duterte Paulo, D. Faustino, Michael Carlos, D. Ian Paul, Elago,
Mr. Speaker, my vote is no, and I will explain my vote later. Thank you.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Emano, Enverga, Erice, Escudero, Espires, Espina, Estrella, Ferrer Antonio, Ferrer Jeffrey, Flores, Fortes, Frasco, Fresnedi, Fuentebella, Galang, Galeos, Garbin, Garcia Albert, Garcia Dante, Garcia Jose Arturo, Garcia Karen Hope, Garcia Maria Angela, Guardiola, Garin, Gatchalian, Gato, Glepa, Go, Gomez, Gonzalez Alexandria, Gonzalez Eliza Micaela, Gonzalez Christopher Sheen, Gonzalez Roy, Gorizeta, Gico, Ginto, Gulias, Gutierrez, Hernandez Cherisan, Hernandez Dennis, Hernandez Ferdinand, Hernandez Ramil, Ofor Hasim, Moribata Ismula, EY Javier, Co Antonio, Co Eliza, Co Wilton, Konghun, Paul Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagbas, Lagdameo Jose Manuel, Lagdameo Monique Yasmin Maria, Lagman, Lagon Daphne, Lagonsani, Lara Lazatin, Ledesma, Ligacion, Legarda, Legaspi, Leviste, Libanan, Lopez, Loria, Loyola, Luisro, Lumayag, Macapagal Arroyo, Makasait, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangodadato, Maniquis, Marañon, Marcoleta, Marcos, Marquez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Mercado Revilla, Maria Flores, Momo Montes, Nava Nazal, Nisay, Nolasco, Waminal Henry, Waminal Sancho Fernando, Olivares, Songchuan, Ordanes, Soreto, Ortega, Wano Dizon, Padiernos, Panaligan, Pancho, Panotes, Pascual Perez, Pimentel, Plaza, Plato, Poe, Primicia Sagabas, Pomaren Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Rector, Rehencia, Remulia, Revilla Brian, Revilla Ramon Jolo, Ridon, Rivera Robes, Rodriguez Eulogio, Rodriguez Maximo, Rodriguez Rufus, Roman, Romualdez Andrew Julian, Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yada Marie, Romualdo Romulo, Roque Sagarbaria, Sacaluran Salceda, Sally Salvacion, Salvador Salvame, San Fernando, Santos Maria Alana Samantha, Santos Mark Anthony, Shimura, Singson Rishol, Singson Ronald, Singson Mihan, Solon Soriano, Suwan, Swansing Bella Vanessa, Swansing Calangela, Suarez Suntay, Talyado, Tan Eamon, Tan Joseph, Tan Keith Micah, Tan Nerdots Michael, Tan Samir, Tan Stephen James, Tan Chay, Tan Watko, Tariela, Tudoro, Tereng Teves, Tiangco, Tieng, Tino, Tolentino, Tuan, Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tupas Tutor, T. Umali Ungab,
Mr. Speaker, I vote no. Mr. Speaker, I vote no and will explain my vote later.
Okay. Thank you. Noted. Please proceed.
Uy De Carlo, Uy Roberto, Valeriano, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Veloso, Veloso Tuazon, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte Miguel Luis, Villafuerte Vincenzo, Renato Luigi, Villanueva, Villarica, Violago, Yamsuan, Yap Arthur, Yap Christopherson, Yap Eric, Yap John G. Snell, Yatco Inares, Yu Jazel Victoria, Yu Joseph Kim, Yulo, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Isabel Maria Zubiri. Second call of members in consideration and third reading of House Bill number 9305. Ang, Bautista Claude, Bautista Lim, De Los Santos, Duterte Harold James, Duterte Omar Vincent, Duterte Paulo, Coke Gilton, Leviste Makasait, Mercado, Revilla Monjolo, Ridon, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Stephen James.
With 294 members voting in the affirmative, 3 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 9305 is hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, move to recognize Honorable Rene Co from Kabataan Party List to explain her vote.
Representative Ko is recognized. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, ang representasyong ito ay bumoboto ng no sa pagpapasa ng House Bill number 9305 o ang Kalinga Bill. Mr. Speaker, how many months has it been? Mga lahati na ang taon, band-aid solution pa rin ang narito. Imbes na agarang tanggalin ang VAT sa mga kritikal na bilihin, imbes na i-regulate ang industriya ng langis sa Pilipinas, ang naipatupad pa lang ay mga short-sighted na mga programa at natatali po ang usapin sa pagbibigay ng mga ayuda sa mga lubhang apektado. Mr. Speaker, the Kalinga program carries the Filipino word for care. And yet, what is Kalinga that is months late when our countrymen have died in line trying to survive a crisis the administration does not want to acknowledge? Mr. Speaker, ang kinatawan ng kabataan ay nananatili sa tindig na aming unang ipinahayag. Hindi papayag ang ating sambayanan sa isang panukala na kulang-kulang at hindi tagos sa sikmura ng bawat mamamayan. We reiterate, kailangan na pong tanggalin ang VAT at excise tax sa mga kritikal na bilihin kasama po dito ang langis. Muli, the representation votes no. We do not want another promise unfulfilled and stomachs left empty. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, move to recognize Honorable Laila M. De Lima from ML Party List.
Representative De
Explain
Lima
her vote.
is recognized.
So
Thank
moved.
you. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I vote yes to House Bill number 9305 or the Kalinga Act, but with reservations that must be articulated for the record. This measure comes before us at a time of extreme economic pressure on our nation's most vulnerable sectors. The confluence of fuel price volatility, energy supply uncertainty, and inflationary pressures has created a crisis that demands immediate governmental response. The crisis is real, the pain is real, and our people are asking, saan ang tulong ng gobyerno? This bill, the Kalinga Act, answers that call. It is in this context one of demonstrable national emergency that the Kalinga Act presents itself as a targeted, time-bound, data-driven national emergency response framework. Now, I will not stand here and claim that this bill is perfect. I have some reservations that must be stated clearly for the record. Section 5 establishes the triggers for the declaration of national emergency. Allow me to point out that in Section 5, subparagraph B, on the fuel price trigger, which provides, quote, 30% increase within 30 days immediately preceding the declaration of state of national emergency, end of quote. But from what baseline price? This bill must have overlooked that regional fuel prices vary across the archipelago. Moreover, emergency powers, while necessary, must be carefully circumscribed. Section 6 grants the President broad powers to realign budgets, reprogram funds, and authorize GOCC price setting. But nowhere does the bill specify a total cap on Kalinga program spending, meaning unlimited ang pwedeng gastahin ng gobyerno para sa Kalinga program. By leaving the total amount undefined, Congress surrenders its fundamental constitutional power of the purse. Congress cannot simply hand the President a blank check, even in the middle of a crisis. But let me be crystal clear that I'm not saying we should reject this bill because of those concerns. People are suffering now, and we need immediate legislation to respond to that suffering with now. Let us give the people an emergency action in an hour that demands it. History will judge us not by the perfection of our legislation, but by our willingness to act in the moment when action is demanded. That moment is now. Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, move to recognize Honorable Sarah Jane Elago of Gabriela Women's Party List.
Representative Ilago is recognized. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, ang boto ng Gabriela Women's Party sa House Bill number 9305 ay pagtutol. Hindi sapat ang mga fuel subsidies, fuel vouchers, fuel discount mechanisms, at mga maliliit at mga panandalian na cash assistance na nakapaloob sa Kalinga program para tugunan ang patong-patong na kahirapang nararanasan ng ordinaryong Pilipino, lalo na sa panahon ng krisis. Ang mga ito ay hindi mga tunay na tumutugon sa ugap ng problema sa energy at sa matinding kahirapan sa ating bansa. Nananatili ang control ng malalaking kumpanya sa industriya ng langis na patuloy na nagpapahirap sa mga drivers, mga magsasaka, mangingisda, manggagawa at mga ordinaryong mamamayan. Hindi rin kasama sa panukalang batas na ito ang pagbabawal ng mga demolition sa mga maralitang lungsod, maging ang mga clearing operations sa mga manininda sa panahon ng krisis. Naghihirap na po ang ating mga kababayan, sasabayan pa ng pagkawala ng kanilang mga tahanan at mga kabuhayan. Nakakabahala rin ang pagbibigay ng dagdag na emergency powers sa Pangulo sa ilalim ng Section 6. Binibigyan ng Pangulo ng kapangyarihang mag-realign, mag-reprogram at mag-augment ng pondo ng bayan. Lalo pong nagiging vulnerable sa korupsyon at nailalagay ang kaban ng bayan sa ilalim ng diskresyon ng iisang tao lamang. Hindi rin sapat ang nakasaad sa Section 23 na pansamantalang suspensyon ng VAT at excise tax sa mga produktong petrolyo sa loob lamang ng 60 days. Ang kailangan ng mamamayan ay ang kagyat na pagbabasura sa mga regresibong buwis tulad ng value-added tax at excise tax upang makapagbigay ng tunay at pangmatagalang ginhawa. Hindi sapat ang panandaliang relief habang patuloy na pinahihintulutan ang pagtataas ng presyo ng langis at mga bilihin at singil sa serbisyong panlipunan. Ang tunay na tugon sa krisis ay hindi ang dagdag kapangyarihan para sa Pangulo kundi ang pagbuwag po ng monopolyo sa langis, pagsasabansa ng industriya ng langis at pagbibigay ng kontrol nito sa ating pamahalaan at ang pagbabasura sa mga regresibong buwis. Ang mamamayang Pilipino ay nangangailangan ng nakabubuhay na sahod, disente at sapat na trabaho, lupa at suporta para sa mga magsasaka at mangingisda, abot kayang batayang serbisyo at mababang presyo ng mga bilihin, pagkain at mga utilities. Dahil sa mga kadahilanang ito, bumuboto ng no ang Gabriela Women's Party sa House Bill number 9305.
Thank you. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, move to recognize Honorable Antonio L. Tino of ACT Teachers Party List.
Representative
Explain his vote. So moved.
Tino is recognized. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, bumoto ang ACT Teachers Party List ng no sa House Bill 9305. Noong pinasa ang emergency powers para isuspend o i-reduce ang excise taxes sa langis, nagtanong ang taong bayan, is this it? Hanggang dito na lang ba ang response ng Administrasyong Marcos sa krisis? Ang problema ay deregulasyon ng industriya ng langis. Ang astang hands-off ng gobyerno sa laya ng oil companies na magtakda ng presyo kung hanggang saan nila gusto at itago ang higante nilang tubo. Kahit pa man sa panahon ng malalim na krisis at matinding kahirapan ng mamamayan. Halos lahat ng resource persons mula sa mga apektadong sektor na tinawag ng Kongreso dito, deregulasyon ang daing, dekadang profiteering at overpricing. Kahit mismong industry players na tinawag dito, umamin sa mapang-abusong gawi gaya ng replacement cost pricing at mga taktikang gaya ng floating supply na nag-aalaw sa kanila na magdikta ng presyo at pagkakitaan ang shortages sa supply. Sa makatuwid, kahit ilang band-aid pa ang iplasta sa nagngangakak ng sugat, walang maituturing na response, walang relief, walang kalingang maibibigay sa tunay na buhay, lalong-lalo na para sa malawak na mamamayang naghihirap at pinakabulnerable sa hambalos ng krisis. Ang posisyon ng makabayan, i-repeal ang Oil Deregulation Law. Ilatag ang sistemang centralized oil procurement, mas malawak na diskresyon ng gobyerno sa oil price setting at unbundling of prices para marendahan kundi man mapigilan ang mga gahaman sa tubo. Itigil na ang paniningil ng excise taxes at VAT na pinapapasan sa mga consumer, hindi ng mga higanteng kumpanya. I-renationalize ang Petron. Ito ang pakete ng mga solusyon na pangmatagalan at tunay na aagapay sa mga Pilipino di lang sa panahon ng emergency, pati na rin sa so-called normal times. Matuto na dapat tayo sa pinasang emergency powers on excise taxes na naglalambitin lang ng mga pangakong makitid short-term at stopgap responses. Mga pangakong napapako lang din naman. Di naman kailan tinanggal ang mga excise taxes sa gasolina at diesel. Pero sa katunayan, ay binubukas pa ang pinto sa mas pinalawig na emergency powers ng Pangulo upang iwasan ang procurement laws at kutkutin ng pambansang budget. Structural ang problema, kaya structural din dapat ang tugon. Kagyat na kailangan ng mamamayan, ng mga manggagawa, consumer, commuter, lahat ng mga sektor na pinakaunang tinatamaan ng pinakamabibigat na epekto, di lang ng krisis, pati na rin ng disenyong deregulasyon ng industriya ng langis. Sa mga dahilang ito, bumoto ako ng no, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to consider on third reading House Bill number 9465 and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill number 9465 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill number 9465, an act prohibiting the deliberate dissemination of false information that poses verifiable public harm or serious threat to national security, establishing digital platform accountability and transparency mechanisms, and promoting media and digital literacy. Roll call of members in consideration of third reading of House Bill number 9465. Abalos, Abante, Asidre, Acop, Acosta, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agyao, Alano, Alba, Albano, Almario Chino Miguel, Almario Dennis, Almonte, Alvarez Jose, Alvarez Mercedes, Amante, Amatong, Ang, Angara, Angeles, Aquino, Aquino Magsaysay, Arbison Munir Jr., Arenas, Arrogancia, Asisio, Atayde, Umentado, Ayon, Bagaw, Balindong, Banyas Nagrales, Bangkoro, Barba, Barbers, Paronda, Paskug, Bautista Claude, Bautista Johan Monich, Bautista Lim, Beltran, Benitez Alfredo, Benitez Javier Miguel, Pernos Ching, Pernos JB, Piron, Bocobo, Bolilla, Pondok, Briones, Burut Begtang, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Cawagdan, Cari, Castro, Caiton, Celeste, Sendanya, Sinisa, Chan, Jan, Franz, Norbert, Nocerito, Almario, Chan Junard, Chua, Chuatay, Chungalaw, Po.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, this representation votes no, and I reserve my right to explain my vote later.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Copilar, Cobanco Jaime Eduardo Mark, Cobanco Mark, Collantes, Corvera, Cruz Agatha, Cruz Ricardo, Cruzado, Cuba, Taguok, Dalog, Dayanghirang, Daza, De Jesus, De Lima.
Mr. Speaker, I abstain and will explain. Thank
Noted. Thank you. Please proceed.
De Venecia, Defensor, De Gamo, Del Mar, De Los Santos, Di Macuja, Di Maguila, Di Maporo Imelda, Di Maporo City Amina, Jokno, Jonicio, Domingo, Tomogan, Duterte Harold James, Duterte Omar Vincent, Duterte Paulo, Di Faustino, Michael Carlos, Di Ian Paul, Elago.
Mr. Speaker, my vote is no and I will explain my vote. Thank you.
Noted. Thank you. Please proceed.
Emano, Enverga, Erice, Escudero, Espares, Espina, Estrella, Ferrer Antonio, Ferrer Jeffrey, Flores, Fortes, Frasco, Fresnedi, Fuentebella, Galang, Galeos, Garbin, Garcia Albert, Garcia Dante, Garcia Jose Arturo, Garcia Karen Hope, Garcia Maria Angela, Garjola, Garin, Gatchalian, Gato, Glepa, Go, Gomez, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Eliza Micaela, Gonzales Christopher Shin, Gonzales Roy, Groseta, Gico, Ginto, Gullias, Gutierrez, Hernandez Charis Ann, Hernandez Dennis, Hernandez Ferdinand, Hernandez Ramil, Hofer Hasim, Toribata, Ismula, Iway, Javier, Po Antonio, Po Elisa, Po Wilton, Kunghun, Ko, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagbas, Lagdameo Jose Manuel, Lagdameo Monique Yasin Maria, Lagman, Lagun Daphne, Lagun Sani, Lara, Lasatin, Ledesma, Ligacion, Legarda, Legaspi, Liviste, Libanan, Lopez, Loria, Loyola, Luistro, Lumayag, Mapagala Arroyo, Makasait, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Magdadatu, Manikis, Maranyon, Marcoleta, Marcos, Marquez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Mercado Revilla, Miraflores, Momo, Montes, Nava, Nasal, Nisay, Nolasco, Pominal Henry, Pominal Sancho Fernando, Olivares, Ongchuan, Ordanes, Oreta, Ortega, Juan Dizon, Padiernos, Panaligan, Pancho, Panotes, Pascual, Perez, Pimentel, Plaza, Pleito, Po, Remisios Agabas, Pumarin, Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Recto, Rehencia, Remulla, Revilla Brian, Revilla Ramon Jolo, Ridon, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez Eulogio, Rodriguez Maximo, Rodriguez Rufus, Roman, Romualdez Andrew Julian, Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Sieda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Sali, Salvacion, Salvador, Salvame, San Fernando, Santos Maria Alana Samantha, Santos Mark Anthony, Shimura, Sinson Richel, Sinson Ronald, Sinson Mihan, Tolon, Soriano, Suwan, Tuansing Vela Vanessa, Tuansing Micaela Angela, Suarez, Suntay, Talyado, Tan Ayman, Tan Joseph, Tan Keith Micah, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Samir, Tan Stephen James, Tan Chay, Tan Watco, Tariela, Teodoro, Tereng, Teves, Chanco, Cheng, Tino, Tolentino, Tuan, Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Ralfendel, Tupas, Tutor.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no and will explain my vote later. Thank you.
Thank you. Please proceed.
T. Umadi, Ungab, Uy Di Carlo, Uy Roberto, Valeriano, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Viloso, Viloso Tuazon, Vergara, Villa, Villaferte Miguel Luis, Villaferte Vincenzo Renato Luigi, Villanueva, Villarica, Villago, Yamsuan, Yap Arthur, Yap Christopherson, Yap Eric, Yap John Gisnel, Yatco, Inares, Yu Jason Victoria, Yu Joseph Kim, Yulo, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Isabel Maria, Zubiri. Second call in consideration, third reading of House Bill number 9465. Ang Bautista Claude, Bautista Lim, De Los Santos, Duterte Harold James, Duterte Omar Vincent, Duterte Paulo, Po Wilton, Leviste, Makasait, Mercado, Revilla Ramon Jolo, Ridon, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Stephen James.
With 286 members voting in the affirmative, 3 in the negative, and 7 abstentions, House Bill number 9465 is hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Rene Co of Kabataan Party List to explain her vote.
Representative Ko is recognized. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this representation votes no on House Bill number 9465 dahil fake news ang anti-fake news bill. Mr. Speaker, sinasabi man ng panukalang ito na babawasan ng pagsasabatas ang fake news sa bansa. Patago naman nitong bitbit ang mas malalang surveillance at censorship sa ating mga social media platforms. It will rob us of yet another civic space where we can share our grievances in the name of safety. Tulad na lamang ng ating karanasan sa SIM registration law na nangako na tatanggalin ang mga scammers, lalo lamang nitong pinalala ang problema habang ginagamit ang impormasyon upang isurveil ang mamamayan. Ordinaryong mga mamamayan na nagiging target ng pagkunwaring paglaban sa fake news ng administrasyong ito. Mas malala pa sa mga nabanggit, maaaring gamitin ang anti-fake news bill bilang strategic lawsuit against public participation o mga batas na ginagamit upang magpatahimik at intimidahin ang mga kritiko. Bagkus, Mr. Speaker, dapat ang bigyang prioridad ng administrasyon at ng gobyerno ang mga makamasa na mga batas tulad ng Human Rights Defenders Protection Act at ang pagsulong na hanggang ito'y maisabatas ang tunay na Freedom of Information Law sa ating bansa. Muli, Mr. Speaker, ang representasyong ito ay bumoboto ng no on House Bill 9465 or the Anti-Fake News Bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Laila De Lima of ML Party List to explain her vote.
Honorable De Lima is recognized. Please proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I abstained from voting on House Bill 9465, otherwise known as the Digital Media Anti-False Information Act. This abstention reflects a profound conflict. I recognize this legislation addresses a genuine crisis, yet I cannot in good conscience support a bill that poses grave risks to our democracy. I cannot vote no to this bill because disinformation is a real and urgent threat. We have witnessed its destructive power in our own country. False medical advice has endangered lives. Troll farms and bot networks deliberately manipulate public discourse and sow distrust. Coordinated campaigns spread election misinformation, undermine public health efforts, and corrode the common factual ground democracy depends upon. As one of the main victims of fake news and troll farms, I will be the last person to deny the noble intent of this bill. I have experienced firsthand the viciousness of coordinated disinformation campaigns, the relentless cruelty of troll networks, and the damage that false narratives can inflict. I understand why this legislation exists. I understand the urgency. The crisis is undeniable, and the impulse to act to protect our citizens and institutions through law is correct. We cannot ignore the problem or pretend it does not exist. Yet I cannot vote yes to this bill because I have significant reservations about how it is currently worded. While the intent to protect the public is clear and worthy, history suggests that laws framed in the language of public protection can sometimes, if not carefully applied, extend beyond their intended scope. I am concerned that this bill's definitions could create such risks. Perhaps more dangerous than what this bill explicitly permits is what it prevents. This bill could silence not just disinformation, but also legitimate political opposition, civil society advocacy, and independent journalism. A young activist will no longer post about governance concerns. A farmer will not discuss agricultural problems online. An opposition candidate will hesitate to criticize the government's record. We can write a disinformation law that is both strong and safe, strong in protecting truth, safe in protecting liberty. We can provide safe harbors for free speech and the press in a way that is unambiguous. We can craft legislation that civil society can endorse and that the international community can respect. The Philippines has an opportunity to show the world and to show ourselves that we can fight disinformation without surrendering democracy, that we can protect truth without weaponizing the law. We need not choose between security and freedom. We can have both, but only if we have the patience to craft legislation worthy of our democratic ideals. For this reason, I abstain. The stakes could not be higher. Respectfully. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Speaker.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Sara Elago of Gabriela Party List to explain her vote.
Representative Elago is recognized. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, Gabriela Women's Party votes no to House Bill number 9465 or the Digital Media Anti-False Information Act. While this representation has also been a constant target of influencing networked operations based on disinformation and manipulated media, we also recognize that this bill has provisions that we cannot fully accept. Sistematikong problema ang pagpapakalat ng maling impormasyon lalo na sa social media. Dagdag pa rito ang pagdami ng troll accounts na pare-pareho ang laman ng post o pati na rin mga comments. Hindi po tutol ang Gabriela Women's Party sa paglaban kontra sa pagpapakalat ng maling impormasyon. In fact, we recognize the need to address this problem, especially in times when the use of artificial intelligence in disinformation campaigns is now rampant. However, this representation believes that this bill does not address the problem on false information alone. The bill hides under the blanket of protection of national security when in fact it can further repress free speech, especially of those who express dissent and criticisms on the government and its policies. Strong reliance on specific intent to cause verifiable public harm opens the bill to possibility of abuse in its implementation. This can likewise further undermine the independence of civil society organizations and private individuals in fact-checking efforts as well as independent, impartial investigations when necessary. Time and time again, journalists, activists, human rights defenders, workers, and students have been silenced through trump-up criminal charges under the guise of this protection. Ilang taon na po ng buhay ang nawawala sa mga taong kinakasuhan ng mga gawa-gawang kaso o kaya naman ay napapatahimik sa kanilang mga legitimate issues at concerns dahil lang na sila ay matapang na nagsasalita, nagtatanong para maghanap ng katotohanan at lumalaban kontra korupsyon, kontra abuso, kontra sa bulok na sistema. That is why, Mr. Speaker, this representation votes no to House Bill number 9465.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Antonio Tino of ACT Teachers Party List to explain his vote.
Representative Tinio is recognized. You have 3 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, bumoto po tayo ng no sa Digital Anti-False Information Act. Una sa lahat, false information. Sino ang magtatakda kung may false information at hindi natin maikakaila na problema ang fake news, misinformation, disinformation. Pero sa titulo, false information. Sino ngayon ang magtatakda kung ano ang katotohanan? Walang duda, kailangan may magtakda kung ano ang katotohanan, pero hindi maaaring gobyerno ang magtatakda nito. Magiging kontra ito sa pinaka-fundamental na kalayaang mag-isip at magpahayag ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya dun pa lamang po ay may fundamental na problema na ang panukalang batas na ito. Mr. Speaker, hindi po solusyon sa problema ng false information at disinformation ang bibigyan ng bago at makapangyarihang sandata ang Estado gamit ang mga napakaluwag na batayan katulad ng verifiable public harm at serious threat to national security na maaaring gamitin para supilin ang pagpapahayag ng mamamayan, lalo na ang mga kumokontra, ang mga tumututol, ang mga kritiko, ang mga nasa oposisyon. At hindi lang po hypothetical ang ganitong sitwasyon kung hindi realidad. Nakita na natin, halimbawa, kung paanong ang mga aktivista at oposisyon ay tinatarget mismo ng Estado sa pamamagitan ng red tagging, disinformation, upang supilin ang kanilang pananalita at sampahan ng gawa-gawang kaso. Isa pa pong limitasyon ng panukalang batas na ito ay tahimik sa realidad na isa sa mga pinanggagalingan mismo ng false information ay mga ahensya mismo ng gobyerno. Katulad nga ng nabanggit nating red tagging. Kaya Mr. Speaker, problema ang misinformation, false information at disinformation, ngunit ang solusyon dito ay hindi ang pagbigay ng mas malawak na kapangyarihan sa gobyerno na supilin ang karapatang magpahayag ng mamamayan. Kaya bumoto po tayo ng no, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to consider on third reading House Bill number 9466 and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill number 9466 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill number 9466, an act converting the National Feeding Program into a National Nutrition Program by expanding its scope and coverage and enhancing its support mechanisms and appropriating funds therefore, amending for the purpose Republic Act number 11037 or the Masustansyang Pagkain para sa Batang Pilipino Act. Roll call of members in consideration and third reading of House Bill number 9466. Abalos, Abante, Isidre, Ako, Pacosta, Adyong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agyao, Alano, Alba, Albano, Almario Chino Miguel, Almario Dennis, Almonte, Alvarez Jose, Alvarez Mercedes, Amante, Amatong Ang, Angara, Angeles, Aquino, Aquino, Magsaysay, Arbison Munir Jr., Arena, Saragancha, Asisto, Atayde, Aumentado, Ayon, Bag-aw, Balindong, Badnes Nograles, Bangkoro, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Bascug, Bautista Claude, Bautista John Munich, Bautista Lynn, Beltran, Benitez Alfredo, Benitez Xavier Miguel, Bernos Ching, Bernos JB, Biron, Bucobo, Bolilia, Bondok, Briones, Bulit Begtang, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Kawagan, Carrie, Castro, Caiton, Celeste, Sendanya, Ceniza, Chan, Jan, Franz Norbert, Osilito, Almario, Chan, Junard, Chua, Chuatay, Chungalaw, Coco, Pilar, Cojuanco, Jaime, Eduardo Mark, Cojuanco, Mark, Julianes, Corvera, Cruz, Agatha, Cruz, Ricardo, Cruzado, Cuba, Dagok, Dalog, Dayang Hirang, Daza, De Jesus de Lima, de Venecia, Defensor de Gamo, Del Mar, de Los Santos, de Macuja, de Maguila, Dimaporo, Imelda, Dimaporo, City Amina, Diokno, Dionisio, Domingo, Domogan, Duterte, Harold James, Duterte, Ormar Vincent, Duterte, Paulo, D. Faustino, Michael Carlos, D. Ian Paul, Elago, Emano, Enverg, Erisa, Escuderos, Espares, Espina, Estrella, Ferrer Antonio, Ferrer Jeffrey, Flores, Fortes, Frasco, Fresnedi, Fuentebella, Galang, Galeos, Garbin, Garcia Albert, Garcia Dante, Garcia Jose Arturo, Garcia Karen Hope, Garcia Maria Angela, Verdiola Garin, Gatchalian, Gato, Glepa, Go Gomez, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Alex Micaela, Gonzales Christopher Sheen, Gonzales Roy, Goriseta Gico Ginto Gullias Gutierrez, Hernandez Charisan, Hernandez Dennis, Hernandez Ferdinand, Hernandez Ramil, Hofer Hasim, Horibata Ismula, Iway Javier, Co Antonio, Co Elisa, Co Wilton, Kong Hun, Co Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagbas, Lagdamay Jose Manuel, Lagdamoy Amnix, Monique Yasmin Maria, Lagman, Lagon Daphne, Lagon Sunny, Lara Lazatin, Ledesma, Ligacion, Legarda, Legaspi, Livisa, Libanan, Lopez, Loria, Loyola, Luistro, Lumayag, Macabagal Arroyo, Makasait, Macedo, Madrona, Malapitan, Mga Dadato, Maniquis, Maranyon, Marcoleta, Marcos, Marquez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Revilla, Miraflores, Momo, Montes, Nava, Nazal, Nisay, Nolasco, Waminal Henry, Waminal Sancho, Fernando, Olivares, Omchuan, Ordanes, Oreta, Orega, Owano Dizon, Padiernos, Panaligan, Pancho, Panotes, Pascual, Perez, Pimentel, Plaza, Plato, Po, Primicia, Sagabas, Pamarin, Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Rector, Rehencia, Rimulya, Revilla, Brian, Revilla, Ramon Jolo, Ridon, Rivera, Robles, Rodriguez Elohio, Rodriguez Maximo, Rodriguez Rufus, Roman, Romualdo Sandro Julian, Romualdo Ferdinand Martin, Romualdo Siena Marie, Romualdo Romulo Roque Sagarbaria, Sacaloran Salceda, Sales Salvacion, Salvador Salvame,
May I recognize the Honorable Brian Poe.
Honorable Brian Poe is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I vote yes, and I reserve my right to explain my vote.
It's noted. Please proceed.
San Fernando, Santos Maria Alana Samantha, Santos Mark Anthony, Shimura, Singson Rochelle, Singson Ronald, Singson Mian, Salon Soriano, Suwan, Swansing Bella Vanessa, Swansing Micaela Angela, Suarez Suntay, Talyado, Tan Amon, Tan Joseph, Tan Keith Micah, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Samir, Tan Stephen James, Tan Chay, Tan Watco, Tariela Teodoro, Tereng Teves, Tiangco, Tiang Tino, Tolentino Tuan, Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tupas, Teodor T. Umali Ungab, Uy De Carlo, Uy Roberto, Valeriano Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Veloso Veloso Tuazon, Vergara Villa, Villafuerte Miguel Luis, Villafuerte Vincenzo Renato Luigi, Villanueva, Villarica, Villago, Yam Suwan, Yap Arthur, Yap Christopherson, Yap Eric, Yap John Gisnel, Yatco Inares, Yu Jazel Victoria, Yu Joseph Kim, Yulo, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Isabel Maria Zubiri. Second call of members in consideration and third reading of House Bill Number 9466. Ang Bautista Claude, Bautista Lim de los Santos, Duterte Harold James, Duterte Omar Vincent, Duterte Paulo, Poe Wilton, Leviste Macasait, Mercado, Revilla Ramon Jolo, Ridon, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Stephen James.
With 297 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 9466 is hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Brian Poe of FPJ Panday Bayanihan Party List to explain his vote.
Representative Brian Poe is recognized. Please proceed. You have 3 minutes.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Bilang isa sa mga principal author po ng panukalang ito, buo ang aking pagsuporta at buo ang aking pagboto sa panukalang National Nutrition Program Act. A nutrition budget is a literacy budget. Naniniwala po ako na ang gutom at malnutrisyon ay kabilang sa pinakamalaking hadlang sa pag-unlad ng ating mga kabataan. Kapag ang isang bata ay pumapasok sa paaralan ng gutom, naapektuhan hindi lamang ang kanyang kalusugan, kundi pati ang kanyang kakayahan, matuto at maabot ang kanyang buong potensyal. Sa pamamagitan ng panukalang ito, magiging mas malawak ang National Feeding Program. Mas maraming batang Pilipino ang mabibigyan ng sapat at masustansyang pagkain. Mahalaga rin para sa akin na ang programang ito ay magbibigay ng pagkakataon sa ating mga farmers, fisherfolk at local economy para kumita at maghanap buhay. Sa ganitong paraan, hindi lamang natin pinapalakas ang nutrisyon ng mga bata, kundi sinusuportahan din natin ang kabuhayan ng mga pamilyang Pilipino. Nagpapasalamat ako sa Committee on Basic Education and Culture, Committee on Appropriations at ang buong House of Representatives. Umaasa ako na magiging prioridad din ito ng Senado. Ang masustansyang pagkain para sa Batang Pilipino Act ay naging legasiya po ni Senator Grace Poe at ng 17th Congress. Sana po ang Universal Feeding Program ang magiging legasya natin sa 20th Congress para wala ng batang magugutom habang nag-aaral sa kanilang paaralan. Maraming salamat po, mga colleagues. Maraming salamat po, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to consider on third reading House Bill number 9048. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill number 9048 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill 9048, an act strengthening the right of government to expropriate lands for socialized housing, amending for the purpose sections 9, 10, and 11 of Republic Act number 7279, otherwise known as the Urban Development and Housing Act of 1992. Roll call of members in consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9048. Abalos, Abante, Asidre, Acop, Acosta, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agyao, Alano, Alba, Albano, Almaro Chino Miguel, Almaro Dennis, Almonte, Alvarez Jose, Alvarez Mercedes, Abante, Amatong, Angara, Angeles, Aquino, Magsaysay, Arbison Munir Jr., Arenas, Orgasya, Asisto, Atayde, Umintado, Ayon, Bagao, Balindong, Banyas Nagdares, Bangkoro, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Bascul, Bautista Claude, Bautista Johan Munich, Bautista Glim, Beltran, Benitez Alfredo, Benitez Javier Miguel, Benos Ching, Benos JB Biron, Bacobo, Bolillo Bondok, Riones Bulibagtang, Cagas Calderon, Calixto Cawagdan, Cari Castro Caiton, Teresa Sandanya, Sinisa, Chan Jan, Franz Norberto Joselito Armario, Chan Junior, Chua, Chuatay, Chungalaw, Copilar, Juanco Jaime Eduardo Mark, Juanco Mark, Coliantes Corvera, Cruz Agata, Cruz Ricardo, Rosado Cuba, Dago, Ocdalog, Dayang Hirang Dasa de Jesus, de Lima, de Venecia, Defensor de Gamo, Del Mar, de Los Santos, de Macuho, de Magira, de Maporo Imelda, de Maporo City Amina, Jokno, Junicio Domingo, Damogan, Duterte Harold James, Duterte Omar Vincent, Duterte Paulo, Divo Ostino, Michael Carlos, D. Ian Paul, Ilago, Emano, Enverga, Iris Escudero, Espares, Espina, Estrella, Ferrer, Antonio Ferrer, Jeffrey, Flores, Fortes, Rasco, Fresnetti, Fuentebella, Galang, Garrios, Garbin, Garcia, Albert, Garcia, Dante, Garcia, Jose Arturo, Garcia, Karen Hope, Garcia, Maria Angela, Garjora, Garin, Gatchalian, Gato, Glepa, Go Gomez, Gonzales Alexandra, Gonzales Eliza Micaela, Gonzales Christopher Shin, Gonzales Roy, Garceta Gigo, Gintu, Julias Gutierrez, Hernandez Charis Ann, Hernandez Dennis,
because we think that the things that Senator Sherwin already did is
Ribata, Ismula, Iway, Javier, Ko Antonio, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Kong Hun, Ko Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagbas, Lagdame Jose Manuel, Lagdame Monique, Yasin Maria, Lagman, Lagong Daphne, Lagong Sani, Lara Lasatin, Desma, Legacion, Ligarda, Ligaspi, Luis Libanan, Lopez, Loria, Loyola, Luis Rol Lumayag, Makapagal Arroyo, Makasayat, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Magudato, Maniquis, Maranyon, Marcoleta, Marcos Marquez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Revilla, Mila Flores, Momo Montes, Nava, Nazal, Nicen, Velasco, Uminal Henry, Uminal, Sancho Fernando, Olivares, Onchuan, Ordanes, Oreta, Ortega, Uano, Dison, Padiernos, Panaligan, Pancho Panotes, Pascual Perez, Pimentel, Plaza, Pleito, Rimis Nagabas, Pumarin, Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Raito, Rehencia, Rimulya, Revilla Brian, Revilla Ramon Jolo, Ridon, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez Eulogio, Rodriguez Maximo, Rodriguez Rufus, Roman, Romualdez Andrew Julian, Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Ede Marie, Romualdo Romero Roca Sagarbaria, Sakaluran Salceda, Sali, Salvacion, Salvador, Salve Mesa, Fernando, Santos Maria Alan, Samantha, Santos Mark Anthony, Shimura, Simpson Richel, Simpson Ronald, Simpson Mian, Solon, Soriano, Suwan, Francine Bella Vanessa, Sonsin Micaela, Angela Suarez, Suntay, Talyado, Tan Ayman, Tan Joseph, Tan Keith Maga,
when we started the analysis of the budget process in 2026. No? So that was around August.
Teves, Chango, Cheng, Tino, Valentino, Tuwan, Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Ralph Wendel, Tubas, Tutor, Tito, Umali, Ungab, Uy Di Carlo, Uy Roberto, Valeriano, Vargas,
When we started the analysis of the budget process in 2026.
Villa, Villafeto Miguel Luis, Villafeto Miguel, Vincenzo, Renato Luigi, Villanueva, Villarica, Villago, Yam Suan, Yap Arthur, Yap Christopherson, Yap Eric, Yap Jan Gisner, Yap Inares, U. Jason Victoria, U. Joseph Kim, Euro, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zaromo, Isabel Maria Zubiri. Second call in consideration, third reading of House Bill number 9048. Ang Bautista Claude, Bautista Lim, De Los Santos, Duterte Harold James, Duterte Omar Vincent, Duterte Paulo, Co Wilton, Diviste Makasayat Mercado, Revilla Ramon Jolo, Ridon, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Stephen James.
With 292 members voting in the affirmative, 3 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 9048 is hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move to consider on third reading House Bill number 9358, and for this purpose may I request the Secretary General to be directed to thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill number 9358 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill number 9358, an act strengthening the Department of Education, amending for the Purpose Republic Act number 9155, otherwise known as the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. Roll call of members in consideration on third reading of House Bill number 9358. Abalos, Abante, Isidre, Aqua, Pacosta, Adyong, Advincula, Agaraw, Aguiao, Alano, Alba, Albano, Almario, Chino, Miguel, Almario Dedes, Almonte, Alvarez, Jose, Alvarez, Mercedes, Amante, Matong, Ang, Angara, Angeles, Aquino, Kino, Magsaysay, Arbison Manir Jr., Arenas, Arrogancia, Asisio, Atayde, Aumentado, Ayon, Bagao, Balindong, Baños, Nograles, Bangcoro, Barbers, Baron de Buscug, Bautista Claude, Bautista Johan Monich, Bautista Lim, Beltran, Benitez Alfredo, Benitez Javier Miguel, Bernos Ching, Bernos JB, Biron, Bocobo, Bolilla, Bondoc, Briones, Bulutpigtang, Cagas Calderon, Calixto, Cawagdan, Cari, Castro, Caiton, Celeste Sandanya Seniza, Chan Jan, Franz Norbert, Joselito Almario, Chan Junard, Chua Tay, Chungalauco, Copilar, Cuanco, Jaime Eduardo Mark, Coliantes, Corvera, Cruz, Agatha, Cruz, Ricardo, Cruzado, Cua, Dago, Ocdalog, De Hirang, Daza de Jesus, De Lima, De Venecia, Defensor, De Gama del Mar de los Santos, De Mocoa, De Maguila, De Mopor, Imelda, De Mopor City, Amina, Diokno, Junicio, Domingo, De Mogan, Duterte, Harold James, Duterte, Omar Vincent, Duterte, Paulo, Di Faustino, Michael Carlos, D. Ian Paul, Lago, Emano, Enverga, Elisa, Escudero, Espares, Espina, Estrella, Fer, Antonio Fer, Jeffrey Flores, Fortes, Frasco, Fresna, De Fentebella, Galang, Galeos, Garbin, Garcia Albert, Garcia Dante, Garcia Jose Arturo, Garcia Karen Hope, Garcia Maria Angelo, Guardiola Garin, Gachalian Gato, Glepago, Gomez, Gonzalez Alexandria, Gonzalez Eliza Micaela, Gonzalez Christopher Sheen, Gonzalez Roy, Guriseta, Guico, Ginto, Gulias, Gutierrez, Hernandez, Charis, Ann, Hernandez, Dennis, Hernandez, Ferdinand, Hernandez, Ramil, Hofer, Hasim, Horibata, Ismula, Iway, Javier, Co Antonio, Co Elisa, Co Wilton, Co Hun, Ho, Labad, Lacson, Lagbas, Lagdameo, Jose Manuel, Lagdameo, Monique, Yasmin Maria, Lagman, Logon, Daphne, Logonsani, Lara, Lazatin, Ledesma, Legasyon, Legarde, Legazpi, Livisa, Lebaran, Lopez, Loria, Loyola, Luis, Lumayag, Makapagal, Arroyo, Makasayat, Masada, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangoda, Dato, Maniquis, Marañon, Marcoleta, Marcos, Marquez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas Mendoza, Mercado Revilla, Miraflores, Momo Montes, Nava, Nazal, Nisay, Nalasco, Omenal Henry, Omenal Sancho Fernando, Olivares, Onchuan, Ordanes, Oreto, Ortega, Juano Dizon, Padiernos, Panaligan, Pancho Panotes, Pascual, Perez, Pimentel Plaza, Plato Po, Primicia Sagabas, Pumaren, Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Recto, Regencia, Remulio, Revilla, Brian, Revilla, Ramon Cholo, Ridon, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez Elohio, Rodriguez Maximo, Rodriguez Rufus, Roman, Romualdez, Andrew Julian, Romualdez, Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez, Yeda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo Roque, Secretaria, Sacaluran, Salcera, Sally, Salvation, Salvador, Salvame, San Fernando, Santos Maria, Alana Samantha, Santos, Mark Anthony, Shimura, Singson Rochelle, Singson Ronald, Singson Mihan, Solon, Soriano, Swansing, Bella Vanessa, Swansing, Micaela Angela, Suarez, Suntay, Toliado, Tan Iman, Tan Joseph, Tan Keith, Micah, Tan Reynolds, Michael, Tan Samir, Tan Stephen James, Tan Chai, Tan Watco, Tariela, Teodoro, Tering, Teves, Tiangco, Tiang, Tino, Tolentino, Tuan, Tulfo, Jocelyn, Tulfo, Ralph Wendell, Tupas Authority, Umali, Ungab, Uy de Carlo, Uy Roberto, Valeriano, Vargas, Alfonso, Veloso, Tuazon, Vergara, Villa, Villaferte, Miguel Luis, Villaferte, Vincenzo, Renato, Luigi, Villanueva, Villarica, Villago, Yam Suan, Yap Arthur, Yap Christopherson, Yap Eric, Yap John Gisnell, Yatco Inares, Yu Jaisel Victoria, Yu Joseph Kim, Yulo, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Isabel Maria Zubiri. Second call in consideration of House Bill number 9358, Ang, Bautista Claude, Bautista Lim, De Los Santos, Duterte Harold James, Duterte Omar Vincent, Duterte Paulo Cowilton, La Vista, Makasayat Mercado, Revilla Ramon Jolo Ridon, Tan Reynolds, Michael Tan, Stephen James.
With 297 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 9358 is hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move to consider on third reading House Bill number 9377. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill number 9377 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill number 9377, an act strengthening civic education by integrating the study of the Constitution into the curriculum of basic education and institutionalizing the observance of Constitution Day in schools. Roll call of members in consideration and third reading of House Bill number 9377. Abalos, Abante, Isidre, Acop, Acosta, Adyong, Advincula, Agaraw, Aguiao, Alano, Alba, Albano, Almario, Chino, Miguel, Almario, Dennis, Almonte, Alvarez, Jose, Alvarez, Mercedes, Amante, Amatong, Ang, Angara, Angeles, Aquino, Kino, Magsaysay, Arbison Manir, Jr., Arenas, Arrogancia, Asito, Atay, de Aumentado, Ayan, Bagao, Balindong, Baños, Nograles, Bangcoro, Barba, Barbers, Baron, de Biscu, Bautista, Claudia, Bautista, Johan Monich, Bautista, Lim, Beltran, Benitez, Alfredo, Benitez, Javier, Miguel, Bernas, Ching, Bernas, JB, Biron, Bocobo, Bolilla, Bondok, Briones, Bulot, Bigtang, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Cawagdan, Cari, Castro, Caiton, Celeste, Sandanya, Siniza, Chanjan, Franz, Norbert, Joselito, Almario, Chanjunar, Chua, Chuatay, Chungalaw, Co, Copilar, Pahuangco, Jaime, Eduardo, Juanco, Mark, Coliantes, Corvera, Cruz, Agatha, Cruz, Ricardo, Cruzado, Hua de Gook, Dalog de Hirang, Daza de Jesus de Lima, de Venecia, Defensor de Gama del Mar de los Santos, Imukua, de Maquila, de Maporo, Imelda, de Maporo City, Amina, Diokno, Junicio, Domingo, Dumogan, Duterte, Harold, James, Duterte, Omar Vincent, Duterte, Paulo, Di Faustino, Michael Carlos, D. Ian Paul, Elago, Emano, Enverga, Elisa, Escudero, Espadas, Espina, Estrella, Fair, Antonio, Fair, Jeffrey, Flores, Fortes, Frasco, Fresnedi, Fentebella, Galang, Galeos, Garbin, Garcia, Albert, Garcia, Dante, Garcia, Jose Arturo, Garcia, Karen Hope, Garcia, Maria Angela, Gordiola, Garin, Gatchalian, Gato, Glepago, Gomez, Gonzalez, Alexandria, Gonzalez, Elisa, Micaela, Gonzalez, Christopher Sheen, Gonzalez Troy, Goriseta, Guico, Ginto, Bulias, Gutierrez, Hernandez, Charis Ann, Hernandez Dennis, Hernandez Ferdinand, Hernandez Ramil, Hofer, Hasim, Horibata, Ismula, Iway, Javier, Co, Antonio, Co, Elisa, Co, Wilton, Konghun, Co, Labad, Lacson, Lagbas, Lagdameo, Jose Manuel, Lagdameo, Monique, Yazmin, Maria, Lagman, Lagon, Daphne, Lagon, Sani, Lara, Desatin, Ledesma, Legacion, Ligardo, Legaspi, Levisa, Libanan, Lopez, Loria, Loyola, Luis Tron, Lumayag, Macapagal, Arroyo, Makasayat, Masada, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangodato, Beniquez, Marañon, Marcoleta, Marcos, Marquez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Revilla, Miraflores, Momo, Montes, Nava, Nazal, Nisay, Nolasco, Omanal, Henry, Omanal, Sancho Fernando, Olivares, Ongchuan, Ordanes, Oreta, Ortega, Juan Dizon, Padieros, Panaligan, Pancho, Panotes, Pascual, Perez, Pimentel, Plaza, Plato, Po, Provincia Sagabas, Pumaren, Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Recto, Regencia, Remulia, Revilla, Brian, Revilla, Monjolo, Ridon, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Elohio, Rodriguez, Maximo, Rodriguez, Rufus, Roman, Romualdez, Andrew Julian, Romualdez, Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez, Yadamarie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sagarbria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Sally, Salvation, Salvador, Salvame, San Fernando, Santos, Maria, Alana, Samantha, Santos, Mark Anthony, Shimura, Singson, Rochelle, Singson, Ronald, Singson, Mian, Solon, Soriano, Suwan, Swansing, Bella Vanessa, Swansing, Michaela, Angela, Suarez, Suntay, Taliado, Tan Iman, Tan Joseph, Tan Keith, Mike, Tan Reynolds, Michael, Tan Samir, Tan Stephen James, Tan Chaitan, Watco, Teriela, Teodoro, Tereng, Teves, Tiangco, Tieng, Tino, Tolentino, Tuan, Tulfo, Jocelyn, Tulfo, Ralph Wendell, Tupa, Sator, T. Umali, Ungab, Uy, De Carlo, Uy, Roberto, Valeriano, Vargas, Alfonso, Veloso, Tuazon, Vergara, Villaferte, Biga, Luis, Villaferte, Vincenzo, Renato, Luigi, Villanueva, Villarica, Villago, Yamsuan, Yap Arthur, Yap Christopherson, Yap Eric, Yap John Chisnell, Yatco, Inaris, Yu, Jazel, Victoria, Yu, Joseph Kim, Yulo, Zamora, Maria Carmen, Zamora, Isabel, Maria Zubiri. Second call in consideration of House Bill number 9377, Ang, Bautista Claude, Bautista Lim, De Los Santos, Duterte Harold James, Duterte Umar Vincent, Duterte Paulo, Paul Wilton, Levisa, Makasayat Mercado, Revilla, Moncholo, Ridon, Tan Reynolds, Michael, Tan Stephen James.
With 297 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 9377 is hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to immediately transmit to the Senate all the bills that we have just approved on third reading.
There is a motion to transmit the House bills approved on third reading today to the Senate. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move to consider House Bill number 7613 as contained in the committee report number 103, submitted by the Committee on Revision of Laws, and for this purpose, may I request the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill number 7613.
House Bill 7613, an act declaring the fourth Thursday of November of every year as National Thanksgiving Day.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to open the period of sponsorship and debate and that the chairperson of the Committee of Revision of Laws, Representative Chino Almario, be recognized to begin the sponsorship measure.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Representative Almario is recognized for his sponsorship speech.
Daghang salamat, Mr. Speaker. My distinguished colleagues, Mr. Speaker, maayong gabi kanatong tanan. It is my honor and privilege to co-sponsor House Bill number 7613 under Committee Report number 103, or an act declaring the fourth Thursday of November of every year as National Thanksgiving Day. This seeks to designate a special day as our nation's Thanksgiving to acknowledge the collective blessings of our country and our countrymen. This is not just another holiday on the calendar, but this also calls for a collective reflection and expression of the nation's progress and well-being, regardless of the religion or whatever it may be. It is a call on all Filipinos to shift our focus, even just for a moment, from what is going wrong to what is going right. Despite the negativities that surround us, especially now, we must choose to count our blessings, such as our resiliency in every challenge and our enduring spirit of bayanihan. To my dear colleagues, gratitude does not mean ignoring our problems. It means acknowledging the strength we have to solve them. Let us Filipinos give a dedicated time to gather, heal, and rejoice. Let us be thankful on this Thanksgiving Day and allow this gratitude to fuel our journey moving forward. I am imploring my colleagues to support the passage of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, maayong gabi kanatong tanan. Daghang salamat.
Daghang salamat, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no other member who wishes to interpolate the sponsor, I move to close the period of sponsorship and debate.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The period of sponsorship and debate is hereby closed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to open the period of amendments.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no committee or individual amendments, I move to close the period of amendments.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The period of amendments is hereby closed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to vote on second reading House Bill number 7613.
There is a motion to approve House Bill 7613 on second reading. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill number 7613 is hereby approved on second reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move to consider House Bill number 9584 as contained in Committee Report number 417, submitted by the Committee of Cooperatives Development. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title, House Bill number 9584.
House Bill number 9584, an act providing for the revised Cooperative Code of the Philippines.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to open the period of sponsorship and debate, and that the chairperson of the Committee on Cooperatives Development, the Honorable Philemon Esparas, be recognized to begin the sponsorship of the measure.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The sponsor, Representative Esparas, is recognized. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, magandang gabi sa ating lahat. I rise today to sponsor the Committee Report number 417 on the revised Cooperative Code of the Philippines. The current Cooperative Code was enacted in 1990, duly amended in 2008. 18 years have passed since then. It is therefore time to update the law so it can better respond to the realities and needs of the cooperative sector today. At present, cooperatives serve 13.6 million Filipinos and generate more than 335,000 co-op employees. But most of our cooperatives remain small in asset size. Out of 21,188 cooperatives nationwide, 13,526 are micro cooperatives, while 4,034 are small cooperatives. Together, they make up around 80% of all cooperatives in the country. This shows that great potential of the cooperative sector to grow, strengthens its asset base, and better serve its members and communities. This is precisely, Mr. Speaker, we need to have stronger and more responsive cooperative code. This measure was approved during the 19th Congress and it was transmitted to the Senate. And it was also identified as a LIDAC priority. In the second State of the Nation address of our President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. himself, appealed to Congress to support, saying, upang mas mapabilis at mas mapadali ang pagbuo ng kooperatiba, kakailanganin natin ang suporta ng Kongreso na maamindahan ang Cooperative Code. On the ground, cooperatives are not just institution. Para sa marami nating kababayan, sila ang kasangga ng magsasaka, mangingisda, transport worker, cooperative vendor, mga guro, empleyado at maliliit na mga negosyante. Dahil sa kooperatiba, may nahihiraman, may napupuntahan at may katuwang na puhunan at kabuhayan. Kaya dapat tingnan ang kooperatiba bilang simpleng benepisaryo lamang ng tulong, kundi cooperatives are partners in development. The bill also strengthens the role of federations by recognizing them not merely as coordinating bodies, but as support institutions that can help primary cooperatives become stronger, more compliant, and more sustainable. Under the proposed measure, federations are empowered to assist cooperative in regulatory compliance, audit-related matters, technical support, training, research, advocacy, inspection-related concerns, and dispute settlement processes. The bill also allows foreign cooperatives to invest and partner with local federation, effectively removing the sector from the foreign investment negatively. Also, the bill strengthens agricultural cooperative by allowing them to supply at least 50% of the agricultural commodities needed by government institutions, including LGUs in areas where they operate. Kung may agricultural cooperatives sa lugar, kaya nilang mag-supply, dapat mabigyan sila ng patas na pagkakataon sa procurement ng gobyerno. Mr. Speaker, government support for cooperative sector should not be viewed merely as an expense. It is a constitutional mandate and a strategic investment. Article 12, Section 15 of the Constitution recognizes cooperatives as instruments for social justice and economic development. This measure gives life to that constitutional vision by strengthening cooperatives to become vehicles for financial inclusion, community empowerment, broader ownership, and shared economic progress. Sa pamamagitan ng revised cooperative code, mas palalakasin pa natin ang kooperatiba upang hindi sila maiwan sa pagbabago ng panahon. Kapag tinulungan natin ang kooperatiba, tinutulungan din natin ang kabuhayan ng bawat pamilyang Pilipino. That is the spirit of cooperativism. Sama-samang pagkilos para sa sama-samang pag-angat. I respectfully urge the support of this House for the immediate passage of this Committee Report Number 417 on the House Bill 9584 on the revised Cooperative Code of the Philippines. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay ang kooperatiba.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpolate the sponsor, I move to close the period of sponsorship and debate.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. Period of sponsorship and debate is hereby closed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to open the period of amendments.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no committee or individual amendments, I move to close the period of amendments.
Is there any?
Sorry.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I withdraw my motion. There being no committee amendments, I move to proceed with individual amendments.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize Honorable Sergio Lagoa for his individual amendments.
Representative Lagoa is recognized for his individual amendments. You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Majority Leader. Would the distinguished sponsor accept or consider only a single amendment?
We will come with that, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, there is a provision that with regards to the registration of electric cooperative to the Cooperative Development Authority, we just wanted that the registration with electric cooperatives to the CDA will not affect the supervision of the National Electrification Administration to these issues so that we can ensure the continuous and smooth operation to ensure that the rural electrification program of the government will not be hampered. So with that, distinguished sponsor, this representation would like to propose that on page 78, on the subject of electric cooperatives under Article 22, Section 184, line 36, I would propose the insertion of the phrase subject to the provisions of Section 32 of PD 269 as amended by Republic Act 10531, such that the new section would read as follows. Section 184, effects of registration with the authority. Electric cooperatives that are duly registered with the authority and issued a certificate of registration shall be covered by the provisions of this Act, as well as future roles and issuances of the authority, provided that the technical operation of such electric cooperatives shall be under the supervisory power of the National Electrification Administration, subject to the provisions of Section 32 of PD 269 as amended by Republic Act 10531.
Mr. Speaker, I accept such proposal.
Thank you. What does the majority leader say?
Mr. Speaker, I move to approve the proposed amendment.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The amendment is hereby approved.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, distinguished sponsor.
Thank you too.
Thank you very much. Majority leader,
Mr. Speaker, there being no other individual amendments, I move to close period of amendments.
is there any objection? Chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move to vote on second reading House Bill number 9584.
there is a motion to approve House Bill number 9584 on second reading. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill number 9584 is hereby approved on second reading as amended. Majority leader.
Mr. Speaker, under Special Committee on Creative Industries, I move to consider House Resolution number 872 under Committee Report 339, House Resolution number 891 under Committee Report 345, House Resolution number 588 under Committee Report 346, House Resolution number 951 under Committee Report 347, House Resolution number 553 under Committee Report 421, and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of the resolutions.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the titles of House Bills number 872, 891, 588, 951, 553.
House Resolution 872, a resolution congratulating and commending Chef Miguel Miki Cabel Moreno for earning 2 Michelin Guide 2026 Big Gourmand distinctions for Palm Grill and Cabel. House Resolution 891, resolution congratulating and commending Filipino-American cinematographer Autumn Durab Arcapao for making history as the first woman to win the Academy Award for Best Cinematography at the 98th Academy Awards. House Resolution 588, a resolution congratulating and commending Al Jeffrey Gonzalez of Batad, Iloilo, for being a two-time Carlos Palangam Memorial Awards for Literature awardee. House Resolution 951, a resolution commending and congratulating Sofia La Forteza, a Filipina performer and leader of the global girl group Cat's Eye, for her historic performance at the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival 2026 and for exemplifying Filipino excellence in the global music industry. House Resolution 553, resolution congratulating and commending Quezon City and Dumaguete City for their inclusion in the UNESCO Creative Cities Network in the fields of film and literature, respectively, and recognizing their significant contribution to the promotion of Philippine creativity, culture, and sustainable urban development.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of all the aforementioned House resolutions.
There is a motion to adopt the aforementioned House resolutions. All those in favor, please say aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The aforementioned House resolutions are hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under Committee on Youth and Sports Development, I move to consider House Resolution number 1060 under Committee Report 355 and House Resolution 1061 under Committee Report 356 and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of the resolutions.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the titles of House Resolutions number 1060 and number 1061.
House Resolution 1060, resolution congratulating and commending Filipino athletes Sergeant Sonny M. Wagdos and Art Joy Taragosa from the province of Agusan del Sur for breaking the Philippine National Marathon records in the men's and women's categories in the 2026 Tokyo Marathon, held in Tokyo, Japan on March 1, 2026. House Resolution 1061, resolution congratulating and commending the Philippine swimming team for winning gold medals in the 6th Asian Open Schools Invitational Aquatics Championship held in Bangkok, Thailand from January 29 to February 1, 2026.
Majority Leader, is
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of all the aforementioned House resolutions.
there any objection? Chair hears none. There is a motion to adopt the aforementioned House resolutions. All those in favor, please say aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The aforementioned House resolutions are hereby adopted. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, under Committee on Senior Citizens, I move to consider House Resolution number 340 under Committee Report 436 and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the resolution.
is there any objection? Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to the title House Resolution number 340.
Resolution 340, a resolution expressing full support for the International Human Rights Treaty for Older People, as initiated by the UN Human Rights Council upon earlier recommendations by the Open-Ended Working Group on Aging.
Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of the said House resolution.
there's a motion to adopt House Resolution number 340. All those in favor, please say aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 340 is hereby adopted. Majority Leader,
To suspend.
session suspended. Session is resumed. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, in accordance with the rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move to refer the following House resolutions to the appropriate committees. House Resolution 1031 to the Committees on Energy and Legislative Franchises. House Resolution 1037 to the Committee on Government, Enterprises and Privatization. House Resolution 1041 to the Committee on Energy. House Resolution 1044 to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
is there any objection by the motion of the Majority Leader? There being none, motion is carried. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to our rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move to refer the following speeches delivered on May 25, 26 to the appropriate committees. The speech of Representative Lima, Committee on Agrarian Reform. The speech of Representative Tinio to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture. The speech of Representative Bagao, Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources. The speech of Representative Benitez J., Committee on Justice. The speech of Representative Lopez, Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities. The speech of Representative San Fernando, Committee on Labor and Employment. The speech of Representative Ilago, Committee on Health. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
is there any objection by the motion of the Majority Leader? Chair hears none. The motion is carried. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move for the change of referral of the following measures. House Bill number 8550 and House Resolution number 57 from the Committee on Information and Communication to the Committee on Welfare of Children.
is there any objection? Chair hears none, is carried. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move to include additional co-authors to the House Bill numbers 375, 9461, 9462, 965, 9466, 9532, 9584, 957, 9598, 9599, 9605, and House Resolution numbers 553, 588, 872, 891, 1060, and 1061 as to be submitted by the Committee on Rules. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
is there any objection? Chair hears none, motion is carried. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move to authorize all committees to conduct meetings and public hearings if deemed necessary during the sine die adjournment of the House. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
is there any objection from the body? Chair hears none, motion is carried. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, on the part of the majority, I move to nominate and elect for the Committee on Accounts as member, Representative Carl Fernandez Legaspi, and as member, Representative John Tracy Cagas. For the Committee on Energy as member, Representative Carl Fernandez Legaspi. For the Committee on Labor and Employment as member, Representative Carl Fernandez Legaspi. For the Committee on National Defense and Security as Vice Chairperson, Representative Caroline Tanchay. And as member, Representative Carl Fernandez Legaspi. For the Committee on Science and Technology as member, Representative Carl Fernandez Legaspi. Committee on Tourism as member, Representative Carl Fernandez Legaspi. And for the Special Committee on West Philippine Sea as member, Representative Carl Fernandez Legaspi.
Is there any objection to the motion of the Majority Leader? The Chair hears none. The motion is carried. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, considering that copies of Journal Number 38, dated June 1, 2026, were already distributed to the members, I move to dispense with the reading thereof and subsequently to approve the said journal.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The reading of the said journal is dispensed with, and Journal Number 38, dated June 1, 2026, is hereby approved. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker.
Before we continue, Majority Leader, the Chair would like to manifest that I was informed by the Secretariat of a correction in the result of the nominal voting on Committee Report Number 298 that the body adopted yesterday. The correct result is as follows. Affirmative is 266 instead of 265. Negative remains at 14, and abstentions remain at 8. In view thereof, let the records reflect the said result. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to take up additional reference of business and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of bills and resolutions on first reading, as well as communications and committee reports.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the titles of bills and resolutions on first reading, as well as communications and committee reports for referral to the appropriate committees.
Additional reference of business. Resolutions. House Resolution 1092. Resolution declaring the journal of the session dated June 2 to 3, 2026 as having been read and approved by Representatives Marcos and Libanon.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1093. Resolution commending the Honorable Faustino Boji G.D. III, Speaker of the House of Representatives, for his stable, collaborative, and purposeful stewardship of the House of Representatives during the first regular session of the 20th Congress, by Representatives Marcos and Libanon.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Concurrent Resolution 14. Concurrent Resolution providing for the adjournment sine die of the first regular session of the 20th Congress of the Philippines not later than 12 o'clock midnight today, Wednesday, June 3, 2026, by Representatives Marcos and Libanon.
To the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session. for
Session
minutes.
suspended. Session is resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of the proclamation issued by the Commission on Elections declaring one Tahanan party list as winner under the party list system in the national and local elections of May 12, 2025, and to entitle its nominee
Elmer V. Catulpos to sit as its representative in the House of Representatives of the Congress of the Philippines. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the aforementioned proclamation, I move to allow Elmer V. Catulpos, representative of One Tahanan Party List, to take oath in open session.
Is there an objection to the motion? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to call the roll, to call the representative of One Tahanan Party List to take oath of office before this body. May I request all the members of the House of Representatives and all our guests in the galleries to please rise to witness the oath-taking of our new member. May we invite Speaker Faustino Boji V. III to the rostrum to administer the oath of office to Representative Elmer Catulpos.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name.
I, Elmer V. Catulpos,
Of
One Tahanan Party List,
having been elected as representative,
having been elected as representative
please state your party list.
of One Tahanan Party List,
Hereby solemnly swear
hereby solemnly swear
that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
the duties of my present position
the duties of my present position
and all of others
and of all others
I may hereafter hold
under
the Republic of the Philippines.
under the Republic of the Philippines,
That I will support and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
of the Philippines.
of the Philippines,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same.
to the same,
That I will obey the laws,
and that I will obey the laws,
legal orders,
legal orders,
and decrees promulgated
and decrees promulgated
by the duly constituted authorities
by the duly constituted
of
authorities
the Republic of the Philippines.
of the Republic of the Philippines,
That I impose this obligation
and that I impose this obligation
upon myself voluntarily,
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to consider House Concurrent Resolution number 14, and for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title and the text of the concurrent resolution.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The consideration of House Concurrent Resolution number 14 is now in order. The Secretary General is directed to read the title and text of the concurrent resolution.
House Concurrent Resolution number 14. Concurrent Resolution providing for the adjournment sine die of the first regular session of the 20th Congress of the Philippines, not later than 12 o'clock midnight today, Wednesday, June 3, 2026. Resolved by the House of Representatives of the Philippines, the Senate concurring that the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives be, as they hereby are, authorized to declare the first regular session of the 20th Congress of the Philippines adjourned sine die not later than 12 o'clock midnight today, Wednesday, June 3, 2026. Resolved further that the committee composed of all deputy speakers of the House of Representatives be appointed to join the committee of the Senate to inform His Excellency Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines, that the first regular session of the 20th Congress of the Philippines is about to close and that the two houses are ready to adjourn unless the President has some message or communication to transmit to them. Adopted, signed, Ferdinand Alexander A. Marcos, Marcelino C. Libanon.
Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt House Concurrent Resolution number 14.
There's a motion to adopt House Concurrent Resolution number 14. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against say nay. The ayes have it. House Concurrent Resolution number 14 is hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, in view of the adoption of House Concurrent Resolution number 14, which likewise authorizes the appointment of a joint committee to both houses to inform the President of the Philippines of the adjournment of the first regular session of the 20th Congress, I move to elect all the Deputy Speakers of the House to the said joint committee.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. All the Deputy Speakers of the House are elected to the committee to notify the President of the Philippines of the adjournment of the first regular session of the 20th Congress. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to consider House Resolution number 1092, and for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title and text of the said resolution.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. Consideration of House Resolution number 1092 is now in order. The Secretary General is directed to read the title and text of the resolution. Majority Leader.
House Resolution number 1092, resolution declaring the journal of the session dated June 2 to 3, 2026 as having been read and approved. Resolved by the House of Representatives that the Speaker be authorized to review and approve the journal of the session dated June 2 to 3, 2026, and that the approval of the Speaker of such journal be valid and effective for all purposes as if it was approved directly by the House of Representatives. Adopted, signed, Ferdinand Alexander A. Marcos, Marcelino C. Libanon.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt House Resolution number 1092.
There is a motion to adopt House Resolution number 1092. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 1092 is hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session to enable Secretariat to transmit the messages to the Senate on the resolutions we have adopted.
Session is suspended. Session is resumed. The Honorable Majority Leader is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, for the information of our colleagues, we have received word of the adoption in the Senate of Senate Concurrent Resolution number 10, entitled Concurrent Resolution Providing for the Adjournment sine die of the first regular session of the 20th Congress of the Philippines, not later than 12 o'clock midnight today, June 3rd, 2026, authored by Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel F. Zubiri, before they adjourned sine die today.
The remarks of the Majority Leader are duly noted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, earlier we have adopted House Concurrent Resolution number 14, providing for the adjournment of the first regular session of the 20th Congress, as well as the creation of a joint notification committee. In order to give the members of the joint committee time to perform their assigned task, and until the House counterpart is ready to report back their accomplishment to this House, I move to suspend session for a few minutes.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The session is suspended. Session is resumed. The Honorable Majority Leader is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, we have received a report from the Joint Committee that the President has been informed that the first regular session of the 20th Congress will adjourn tonight.
The remarks of the Majority Leader are duly noted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the House will now consider a resolution concerning the Honorable Speaker of the House. I now ask that, pursuant to parliamentary tradition, the Minority Leader be requested to proceed to the rostrum and preside over the session.
The Minority Leader, Marcelino C. Libanon, is requested to proceed to the rostrum to preside over the session. Session is suspended.
Tagay.
Okay na? Session is resumed. The majority leader is hereby recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I move to consider House Resolution number 1093 and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the resolution.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. Consideration of the House Resolution number 1093 is in order. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the resolution.
House Resolution number 1093. Resolution commending the Honorable Faustino Boji G.D. III, Speaker of the House of Representatives, for his stable, collaborative, and purposeful stewardship of the House of Representatives during the first regular session of the 20th Congress.
Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt House Resolution number 1093.
there's a motion to adopt House Resolution number 1093. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 1093 is hereby adopted. The presiding officer would like to address the body. Senior Deputy Speaker, Deputy Speakers, Majority Leader, distinguished colleagues, ladies, there is a story often told about a fisherman who spent his entire life at sea. One day, a young man asked him, "What was the greatest lesson the ocean ever taught you?" The old fisherman replied, "That calm waters teach you comfort, but storms teach you strength." As we conclude this first regular session of the 20th Congress, I find wisdom in the simple lesson. For this has been no ordinary session. From its very beginning, this House found itself navigating rough seas. Allegations of massive corruption involving flood control projects cast a shadow over public discourse. Leadership transitions tested the stability of this institution. Beyond our shores, conflict in the Middle East sent shockwaves across the global economy and drove fuel prices upward, affecting every Filipino household. And perhaps most consequentially, this House was called upon to exercise one of its most solemn constitutional powers through the impeachment proceedings involving the Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines. The easy path would have been to retreat from controversy. The easy path would have been to avoid difficulty and difficult decisions or to remain silent. But public service was never meant to be easy. Sa panahon, ang pinakamadaling gawin ay manahimik, pinili ng kapulungan na gampanan ang tungkulin ito. Sa panahon, ang pinakamadaling gawin ay umiwas, pinili nating humarap. At sa panahon, ang pinakamadaling gawin ay magpalusot, pinili natin manindigan. That more than anything else defines this Congress. At the outset, allow me first to recognize the members of the minority bloc. We are few in number, but throughout this session, we proved that effective leadership is not measured by the size of one's ranks. We fulfilled our roles as fiscalizers. We asked difficult questions. We demanded accountability where accountability was necessary. We examined legislation with diligence and independence. Yet, we also understood that democracy works best when principled opposition is matched with responsible cooperation. Sa pagkakataong ito, nais ko rin pong bigyang pagkilala si Representative J.C. Abalos ng 4-piece party list. chairperson ng Committee on Ethics and Privileges na kasapi ng Minority Bloc. Hindi po madaling tungkulin ang magsiyasat sa mga aligasyon laban sa kapwa mambabatas. Ngunit sa kabila ng pagiging sensitibo ng mga usaping ito, hindi nag-atubili ang komite na gampanan ang kanilang mandato. Sa kanyang pangumuno, ipinakita ng Committee on Ethics and Privileges na ang pananagutan ay nagsisimula sa ating sariling hanay. Kung hinihingi po natin ng accountability mula sa iba, dapat handa rin po tayong pairalin ito sa ating sarili. Maraming salamat, Chairman Abalos, at sa mga kasapi ng komite sa inyong katapangan, pagiging patas, at katapatan sa tungkulin. Ang minority bloc po ay hindi naging hadlang sa pag-unlad. Hindi po kami naging oposisyon para lamang sumalungat. Ang aming pong layunin ay tiyakin bawat batas ay mas magiging makatarungan, mas magiging epektibo, at mas magiging kapaki-pakinabang sa taong bayan. The minority did not merely criticize, we contributed. We worked constructively with our colleagues in crafting legislation, particularly the national budget, because we understood that the Filipino people deserve solutions, not endless political conflict. Maaring kakaunti po kami sa bilang, ngunit hindi po kailanman naging sukatan ng katotohanan ang dami. Ang mahalaga po ay may mga tinig na nagtatanong, may mga matang nagbabantay, at may mga pusong handang magsabi ng tama kahit hindi ito popular. To every member of the minority bloc, I offer my sincere gratitude and respect. Nais ko din pong pasalamatan ang ating Majority Leader, Representative Ferdinand Alexander Sandro Marcos III, na mahusay na gumabay sa daloy ng ating mga deliberasyon. The work of a Majority Leader often goes unnoticed by the public, but every member of this House understands the immense responsibility that accompanies the position. With intelligence, patience, and political maturity beyond his years, he skillfully shepherded numerous measures through the legislative process, built consensus among different viewpoints, and ensured that the work of this chamber moved steadily forward. Time and again, he demonstrated that leadership is not merely about counting votes, but about earning trust. For your dedication and commitment to this institution, we thank you, Majority Leader. I also thank our senior deputy speakers, senior deputy speaker, deputy speakers, and the members of the majority bloc. Though we did not always agree on some issues, we share the common duty to uphold the integrity of this House and faithfully serve the Filipino people. To Speaker Faustino Bujidi III, I offer my deepest appreciation. History often renders its judgment on leaders not in times of stability, but in moments of uncertainty. A few periods in recent memory have tested the Philippine legislature and profoundly as the times through which have passed. And this session provided no shortage of uncertainty, perhaps more than any other in recent times. Yet amid the turbulence, you remained focused on the work that truly matters, the work of serving the Filipino people. Sa gitna ng mga hamon, kontrobersya at pagbabago ng panahon, hindi po ninyo hinayaang mawala sa landas ang kapulungan nito. Habang ang iba ay nakatingin sa politika, kayo po ay nakatuon sa paglilingkod. Habang ang iba ay nakatingin sa kaguluhan, kayo po ay nakatingin sa solusyon. Habang ang iba po ay nakatingin sa unos, kayo po ay nanatiling nakatuon sa layuning dapat maabot ng mga serbisyong dapat maihatid sa sambayanan. For your steady hand, your tireless work ethic, and your commitment to preserving